There we go. So the last mission I had in XCOM was on the previous stream, and it was a successful alien abduction, the normal, everyday mission. And I had sent in my B team. So whenever I send in my B team, like whenever I start a mission, I clear everyone out, and I hit make items available, which rips all of the gear off of everybody. And then I put in my team, and then I gear them up.
Right.
And I sent in the B team, which was actually part of it was the C team, because Faye and Says was in there, and he's new. Well, Faye and Says. She's new. But anyway. And that mission ended, and I stopped the stream. And then I started this stream, and I did a bunch of stuff. And then all of a sudden, my base was attacked, which was not part of the original game. I was playing with the expansion, Enemy Within.
Attacked.
And so the base was attacked. And I'm like, oh my god. And watching the cutscene, I was freaking out. I'm like, what's going on? Oh god, he hit Bradford in the head. The guy who's like the command guy who is always talking to you. And Bradford, I'm like, Bradford's a badass. He's got a hidden gun. Shoot him in the face. And then it kicks in with me controlling. And it's got 3 of my highest ranked soldiers hanging out in this area, defending from aliens who were invading the base. But because none of them were geared up, they all had no armor and basic bullet weapons, even though at this point I'm up to tier 3 weapons with plasma.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh no. And I had a bunch of meat shield, like security personnel who had like 4 HP and no extra abilities. They're just, there to be meat shields essentially.
Yeah.
And every few turns it would give me 1 more soldier and 2 more meat shields, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But they were all, except for Magnor Creel, because he was on the previous mission, they were all kitted out with basic equipment. And it just kept throwing this waves and waves of horrible bastard aliens.
Those are the worst kind of aliens.
They are. I'm like, oh my god.
And you're just throwing pointed sticks at them.
Exactly, yeah. Like we're throwing banana peels for them to trip on because they caught us in the middle of lunch. Like it was awful. And finally, I'm like, you know what? This isn't even fair. Because I didn't even know this was possible, or else I would keep, these people geared up at all times. But I didn't even know it was a thing.
And now you do.
So, I actually just backed out. I was like, you know what, screw this. And I reloaded. And I'd done like half an hour's worth of stuff ahead of time before the base. I was like, So I kept doing stuff that I remembered I had done and then save. And then do more stuff and then save. And I'm like, right, let me kit everyone out. And I geared everyone up and I saved. And then the game crashed. No, not the game crashed. Windows crashed. I got a Windows 10 blue screen of death. I didn't even know that was a thing anymore.
A window...
And I was like,
really?
Are you freaking serious right now? And so then I got everything all restarted, and I was like, right, okay, and my stomach went, by the way. And I'm like, come on, man. So I had to get up and go to the bathroom, but I was determined to do this damn mission. So I got up and went to the bathroom and came back a while later. I was like, right, let's do this. And I had my team of properly kitted out people. And then my random enemies, because apparently there's some RNG in which enemies you get, was slightly easier. Slightly?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of getting, 3 cyber discs on that first wave coming from outside, I had 2 floaters and 2 cyber discs, which floaters have like 4 HP, as opposed to cyber discs, which have like 20. So it was a lot less hassle, and also everyone had the proper gear. And it was cool, but by then it was like 12:45, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go to bed now. I've streamed all night to do this one mission. So yeah, that was my experience with XCOM last night. But anyway, I just thought I'd tell that story. So hey, let's start the actual show, shall we?
Sounds good. Show sounds good. Let's do it.
Ow, jam! Hello, everyone, and welcome to... No, that's Monday Night Magic. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mana Pool. One of these days, I'll get these intros properly sorted out.
No, you won't.
No, I won't. I am Chewy.
You'll
This is
cut
episode.
this later.
Do what?
Nothing.
Okay, this is episode 538 of the Mana Pool, and I did this in the wrong order. And I am Chewy. Yeah, I'm the lead dork, and I'm gonna shut up now. Other dorks, do some talking. Jesus.
Hey, I'm Brian. I'm the lead rambler here to talk about some cards. Can I get a what?
What?
No, I can't actually. So, huh?
I just gave you one.
Oh, well.
You don't want my what's? I'll take them back.
I don't think I gave him a what. I think I gave him a what followed by a what.
I said,
so
huh?
he gave me like half. So Mike's there for me. Mike's got my back.
Yes, I do.
Does he though?
I'm Mike. I'm the rules guy and the game lord guy and the back having guy.
The takes backsies guy.
No takes his back.
That's a different guy. That's a
No
different
takes
guy.
backsies. That's that other guy. We don't talk about that guy.
Paul.
And I'm Dirk, the self-proclaimed greenest man alive and moral compass of the group. And I'm the, huh? Who are you?
What?
What's your name? So yeah, that's all my intro
Fair
material.
enough. Okay then. So, it's still preview season.
Right.
Ravnica Allegiance previews are in full swing. In fact, the full set will be revealed tomorrow because that's how it works.
Always.
Yeah, it's one of the problems with recording on a Thursday, but at least we don't record on Sunday like Monday Night Magic used to, and then they drop all the news on Monday. That was always annoying. That's why we switched to Monday nights. Yeah. Because I got sick of finishing a show, and then when the website would update at midnight, it would be a bunch of stuff that we really should have talked about, but we can't until next week.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway. But before we get to Ravnica Allegiance previews, there's actually other stuff that popped up today.
Yes, there is.
Can you believe it?
No, I can't.
Oh, whoops! I forgot to reset the stream setting here. Hang on, was it this one? Yeah, there we go. Okay, this isn't the one I wanted to talk about, but hey, in the pre-release boxes, you're gonna get some codes for Magic Arena. What is it, for a free draft? Yeah,
A free draft on Magic Arena. So if you already go into a pre-release, why not?
Yeah.
Seems pretty good to me.
And also, if you get the Planeswalker deck, either Dovinbon or Domri Raid, you'll be able to redeem that Planeswalker deck on Arena. And also, everyone can put in Play Allegiance, as you can see right here. Play Allegiance, one word. The P and the A are capitalized. I don't know if that makes a difference. And you'll get 3 Ravnica Allegiance packs.
Cool.
So, yeah, it's pretty neat. I don't know if that's live yet, but by the time the pre-release happens, it's supposed to be. So there you go.
Mm-hmm.
And when is the pre-release? Pre-release is the 19th and 20th, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we will record one more time before that, but we probably won't remind you. Ha ha ha, because we're horrible. Or wait, are we horrible?
Yep.
You are.
Dirk just busts out the yep.
Jury's still out on Dirk, though.
That is true.
Yep.
He seemed pretty confident about it.
All right, so that's the first thing. That's nice and simple. I just did that because it's the first thing to appear on the screen. The bigger news, so we've got Guilds of Ravnica, right?
Right.
And then we've got Ravnica Allegiance, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be so funny if you got that wrong. Yes.
I was about to say Magic Allegiance. I'm like, that's not right. That doesn't even make sense. And we didn't know the name of the last set because it had some sort of spoiler inherent in the title, like New Phyrexia and Mirrored and Pure, or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
But today, this popped up on the Coming Soon page. Which I know that's cropped horribly, but, you'll get over it. War of the Spark.
Pew, pew.
Thank you, Mike.
And War of the Spark, according to some Wizards Play Network stuff that was sent out, this is the name of the new set. So yeah, how about them apples?
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a name, and we kind of already know more about this than the name implies, because we know this is kind of the big old Nicol Bolas thing. So, and it's taking place on Ravnica. The name itself doesn't really tell me anything. There's gonna be a Magic set, guys. It's gonna have cards.
It's gonna have wizards fighting.
It's about time.
I mean, I'm guessing this is going to be... Because what we're seeing right now in Guilds of Ravnica and Ravnica Allegiance is actually already happened. Like, it happened concurrently with Ixalan, right?
Something
like that. It's exposition for the third set.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not set in stone, like, you know, this is 22 AD and this is in January, and you know, I was at the coffee shop, and that's
yeah, it's a meanwhile on Ravnica thing.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. But
I'm War of the Spark will be caught up, like present day.
Yeah, I'm thinking this is, and some of the theories I've heard going on Twitter and in our Discord server is that this is going to be like the Gatewatch versus the Legion of Bolas. You know, the good guys versus the bad guys. Planeswalker war.
Yeah, basically.
Because we've already got the Gatewatch, the collection of good guys, in quotes, and we've got Bolas's Planeswalkers who are in charge of some of the guilds.
Right.
Who are, let's see. I don't even know. There's Dovin, there's Domri, there's Kaya. Those are the new ones.
Liliana has been enslaved again.
Right.
Yeah.
She's under Bolas's. Is she directly under his control, or is she just having to do what he says?
She just has to do what he says, or she'll die horribly.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
like if he senses like the least amount of backtalk from her, he can literally snap his finger, and
half of her disappears.
Too soon. Too soon.
Mike still hasn't seen Infinity War.
I mean, I know what happened. It's been all over the internet. But yeah, but there's
it's on
also
Netflix now, Mike. You have no excuse. Bring your ass over. We'll watch it.
Or I got it for Christmas, and Mom accidentally bought me the one that was A, in Spanish, and B, 3D, so it didn't play. So she turned right around and got me the real one, the real one, the English one, the Blu-ray. So it's here. So maybe come by this weekend. Anyway, so Nicol Bolas can just say, "You don't exist anymore." So but you know, that's only going to last for so long, because her whole thing is not wanting to be under somebody's thumb.
Right.
I don't want to be stuck in a box.
What's in the box?
Yeah, but also there's wait a minute.
They're the ones from the last set, but my brain.
Yeah, Ral, and Vraska.
Zarek. And who? Vraska.
Vraska, who's secretly a sleeper agent for Jace.
Correct.
And Tezzeret is still out there
somewhere.
He'll probably show up because he has the planar gate. So yeah, it's some kind of big showdown, and it's gonna be
sick.
Yeah, it's gonna be sick
gosh,
because not only do you have all the planeswalkers, but you know the planar gate was designed for Nicol Bolas to be able to move the horrible eternalized army around. And the Immortal Sun is designed to keep planeswalkers from escaping from a plane once it shows up. So there's some serious stuff about to go down.
Oh, man. Do you think that Emrakul's going to pop out of the moon and eat the Immortal Sun?
That's only if it was taking place on Innistrad. So
hey, she can move between planes.
Well, I guess Tezzeret could use the planar gate to bring in the moon for some reason, just because he thinks it's pretty or whatever. So yes,
we already know that Emrakul is only here. We already know that Emrakul's only imprisoned in the moon because Emrakul wanted to be imprisoned in the moon, which means Emrakul's not imprisoned. Emrakul's just chilling. It's like
Emrakul
nap
is doing
time.
something there. Much like it's pretty well stated that Bull is, and I think we talked about this last time. Nicol Bull has kind of indirectly caused the Gatewatch to be formed, so he has some reason for them. It might be, remember that back on Alara, he wasn't trying to destroy the plane to destroy the plane. He was trying to create a large enough energy reaction, basically. The power of the sun in the palm of his hand so he could get his powers back or whatever. Mm-hmm. So maybe by putting together the Gatewatch and the League of Bolas on Ravnica, the ensuing conflict will suit his purposes or something.
I thought he just ate worlds like Galactus. He really wasn't a scheme or anything like that. It was just
that's
Emrakul.
That's Emrakul.
We're talking about Nicol Bolas. Keep up.
Yeah. Oh, Nicol Bolas. Brian went back to talking about Nicol Bolas.
I missed that transition too. I
about to say I missed that transition
because I thought we were being silly with Emrakul because Emrakul's probably not going to be there. Of course, I said that in Innistrad, didn't I?
It would be interesting to see like a new villain, rise up from the conflict and everything. Who's sort of like, like a what's his name? The mad planeswalker. Voss. No, not Voss. Dragon guy.
Sarkon.
He's not as bad as he used to be.
Yeah.
Well, it'd just be funny if he went through all of this.
I got better.
Chastised enough and been twisted enough that he's just like, you know what? I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take all this stuff that's come out and just be like, all right, bye. And when he does, he sort of becomes his own villain or something like that. I think that would be kind of interesting to see in the story.
You know what? Every plane should be dominated by dragons. Let's do that. Let's do that right now.
Anyway, so that's all we know. This has been us talking, but that's War of the Spark. Yay! Now it was pointed out that this is new Liliana art.
Yes.
Is this the Mythic Edition Liliana art? Is there a Liliana in there? I didn't actually look. So hey, the other thing that was announced today was this. The
Ravnica Allegiance Mythical Edition. Mythic Edition. Not mythical.
Yes.
I find it interesting that he says that they will where does it say here? We'll also be updating the distribution method for this premium product after the difficulties we had the first time around. So good of him to, come right on out and say, yeah.
Where does he say that? Oh, okay.
In the first section.
Yeah.
And then he opens up the last section about distribution with the words, "Real talk. The sale of Guilds of Ravnica Mythic Edition did not go well."
He's not wrong. It was a god-awful mess.
It wasn't ideal.
Yeah. So.
And the mountains of feedback we received.
Yeah, most of which involved swear words, I'm sure. Because people were pissed when they spend $250 on the Hasbro Toy Shop busted-ass, barely working website, and the money comes out of their account, and they get no confirmation, they get no nothing, they're just sitting there going, I hope I actually ordered this, because they took my money. Like...
That was a pretty cool voice.
Thank you. Everything is awful. And they did say last time that, you were able to pick it up at GPs. If you ordered it through Channel Fireball event, pre-ordered it through Magic Channel Fireball events. There we go.
But they're not doing that this time around either. They're just doing it through the eBay store, so they have a stable platform and so that they can ship anywhere.
Sold through Hasbro's eBay store. So it can be shipped globally. That's good. And second, we expect a smoother buying experience for anyone who attempts to purchase the product, as opposed to everything is awful. So
everything
mark this
is
date.
Awful.
Noon.
When you're part of a team.
I'm gonna go on sale at noon Pacific Standard Time, not like in the middle of the night.
Yes, goes on sale noon Pacific Time on Thursday, January 24th. So, if you're gonna try to get one, set your settings and whatnot ahead of time, and get your house robot to make a reminder. Alexa, set a reminder for 3 p.m. Thursday, January 24th.
What's the reminder for?
Never mind. She actually asked, what's the reminder for? I didn't know she could do that. I was just talking.
Nosy.
I mean, she wants to know what she's supposed to say when it's time to remind you.
Yeah, it's just
It's like, hey, Chewie, remember to oh man,
she just
That
go
thing.
whoop whoop whoop. dive. Anyway, so let's actually look at these cards.
They're
also, to the
pretty.
question you threw out earlier about the Liliana art, the Liliana art in the Guilds of Ravnica Mythic Edition was different. So this is something
Ah, okay. So
new.
that's
new.
probably the key art, or possibly some key art for War of the Spark, because we know Lily's going to be in it.
It
I mean,
could
let's
be.
be real.
Calling it now.
she's definitely going to be in it.
Calling it now. Every pack of War of the Spark will have a Planeswalker card. Calling it now. Wild speculation. Tankingthemarket.com.
What does Mark Rosewater say? If your theme's not at common, it's not your theme. Here we go.
As fan of Planeswalkers.
Oh my god.
You heard it here, folks. First. So these are pretty cards. I like them.
These
They're
are pretty cards.
And they are all set against the backdrop of Ravnica. Probably.
I was
Is
going
that
to say
fairies?
not necessarily.
No, the
The
ones
three
on
at the top are old, from Guilds of
Relinquishing.
Ravnica.
Oh, from the last one. Okay.
Yeah.
uh,
So we've got Karn, the Sign of Urza, new Karn, not Death Star
Yeah.
Karn.
No. But this one's doing pretty well. I don't really follow tournaments, but I hear it's doing pretty well.
Yeah. He was in like every deck there for a while. Like actually every deck. He's since fallen off, but still.
Okay.
We've got Tamio the Moon Sage, and
The
she's pretty.
original one. Yeah. With one of the first ever emblems, and it still makes me sick to look at it.
Oh yeah.
Have you
Is
read what it
Because
does?
you hate rabbit people, you horrible racist.
No, I just hate when,
Specious.
like they cause the game to never end.
Oh right, there is that. Yeah.
yeah, I remember getting the Tamio emblem a few times in Standard, and it was silly beyond all belief. The game ended once my opponent saw what was happening. I just gave up.
Yeah. So then we have
Good job.
original OG Soren Markov. Jesus. I hate this card, so I'm just gonna move on. You guys good with that?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's fine.
As someone who plays Commander, Soren Markov hitting the board makes me go, oh, for God's sake! So yeah. Then we have Jaya Ballard. Ooh.
Ooh.
Freshly minted from Dominaria.
Do.
Mana.
She's my second favorite badass grandma. The first is Anna from Overwatch, of course.
Ah, of course.
Yeah, but only because I see her more often. We have a Johnny Mentor of Heroes. Now, which of Johnny is this?
This, I think, is
He's
the one from Theros.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Right out, he's got Elspeth's cloak with him. And he's pissed at the gods for, killing his best friend. So,
Like you do.
like you do.
And then we have good old Dak Faden.
Dag Faden.
The greatest
doing
thing in the multiverse. Oh my god, we could do that to the Masters of the Universe intro.
He was originally just in Commander, or not Commander, Conspiracy, the first
Yeah, the original
Conspiracy set.
And he was also the main character of a short series of comic books.
Yeah.
Who was that fiddling with something?
Dirk is
Me.
playing with his ball
Sorry.
bearings.
Okay.
Yeah. That's coming through the
My
mic,
bad.
Dirk.
Sorry.
Yeah. And then we've got two new Planeswalkers, just like we did when we had the Guilds of Ravnica, where it was, who was it? It was Domri, and no, it was not Domri. It was Ral,
It was
and
Vraska and
Vraska.
Ralzeric.
Ral and Vraska. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have Kaya Orzhov Usurper that we talked about last time. Still awesome.
I am digging this art too.
Yeah.
That's good.
Side note, I love the fact that they are using the Exiled Zone the way that they are lately, where they're having more play with it, because I think it's just this wonderful design space that they could do all this stuff with. So
They're also obsoleting our Exile episode. Damn it. Wait,
Well,
did
then
we
we
do an
get to-
Exile episode?
Yeah, Professor Beard teaches Exile.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Professor Beard gets to do a new one.
It just means it's not up to date anymore. That just happens when you have a game where the design is changing constantly.
No, change is bad.
You just have to have an updated episode or version 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everybody
1.5.
say exactly what you said during that entire episode, and we'll just add in the new stuff. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have a Chaos Bringer.
Yes. So we have Domri, Chaos Bringer. And he's the last of the new planeswalkers from the set. And he costs 2, a red and a green. And who wants to take the first ability? Oh, he has 5 starting loyalty. So let's split this guy up. He costs 2, a red and a green. Somebody take the +1.
I'll do that. Add red or green for the +1. If that mana is spent on a creature spell, it gains Riot.
Mike,
Wow, I like that.
can a creature have multiple instances of Riot?
Yes, and it's amazing.
Does that sound as good as it is, or do they just replace each other?
No.
It sounds as good as it is.
It sounds
Nice.
just as good. So
Unless
you
you
can give
pick-
it...
Unless you choose haste twice, in which case,
Maybe don't do that.
yeah, don't do that.
Yeah. But yeah, because the first Riot, you pick either the +1/+1 counter or haste. So let's say haste. And for the second one, you pick the +1/+1 counter, but it already has haste from the first one. So you get the big dude who could punch. Or you can get 2 +1/+1 counters, and it's super big, but it doesn't have haste.
Yeah.
Or you could go haste twice and get laughed at.
Yeah, and attack on the turn before you play it.
No. Double instance of haste is different than super haste, Mike, and you know that.
Okay, yes, you're right.
Come on. All right, so what's the next ability?
All right, -3. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal up to 2 creature cards from among them and put them into your hand, and then the rest go on the bottom of your library in a random order. So
That feels
-3
really
to
good.
essentially draw 2
Draw
cards.
2. Draw 2
pretty
cards
good.
that, if in the right deck, are what you're wanting.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And the limit
Okay.
break?
Mike?
The limit break is -8. You get an emblem with, at the beginning of each end step, create a 4/4 red and green beast creature token with trample.
You know what creature I recently rediscovered thanks to Arena is Verdant Force. Because Verdant Force, when I started playing, was like the best creature. Why was it the best creature? Because in multiplayer, the more players you had, the more saps you got. This is like a Verdant Force, but instead of getting, 1/1 saps, you get 4/4 beasts with trample. And instead of getting during the upkeep, you get it at the end step, but it's literally every end step, not just your end step. So you're like, which, if anything, is better because it means you get one the turn that you get the emblem. So with the Verdant Force, you have to pass, and then it would have to survive until the next person's upkeep. This is harder to remove. In fact, I don't think we have a way to remove emblems in the game as of right now.
We don't.
And so you go to your end step, and oh look, here's a boar to just block or do whatever I needed to do. So this guy seems pretty good for 4 mana. He comes in, like we said, with 5 loyalty. Feels pretty high. Can be a little difficult to bring down, and the fact that he even generates mana right on the first turn that you play him seems pretty good.
And he
I think
starts
actually-
with 5 loyalty, which means he could start with 6 loyalty.
Yes. Unless you're digging for creatures right away, in case that's fine. You get 2 creatures. I like it. I like it a lot.
So the chat has a few things to say. Pinball Witch says that haste twice is the power move. It sends a message.
I don't
had
even
not-
need any counters.
I had not thought of that. OKFS asks if you doubling cube the mana from Domri, does the copied mana also grant Riot? Stark answered that with, please do not do that. But that doesn't actually help. I agree with Stark.
I mean,
Yeah, I've been kind of looking it up in the background.
that says if this mana. I think
I think it works. I think it does work with effects that will cause a land to produce some extra mana instead of the normal amount, like with replacement effects like that. I know it does work with those, but I don't think it works with doubling cube.
Well, that's a question for Twitter. Go get them there, listeners. Have a party. So, I wouldn't think so, because it's not the mana itself that has the characteristic. It's the ability.
It's doubling cube. Yeah, doubling cube is just creating more mana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the common sense way to look at it, not necessarily the Magic Rules way to look at it.
But for the record, I do agree with Chewy. I agree with Chewy's assessment. For once.
For once.
Nah, we agree all the time, except when he's wrong.
Except when I'm wrong.
Or I'm wrong.
Constantly.
That does happen.
So there you go. That is Domri, Chaos Bringer.
Yep. Do we want to hit the
Probably.
tokens?
Oh, yeah, sure, why not? So yeah, we've also got tokens. We've got a human, an illusion. What is this? Whenever this creature blocks a creature, that creature doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. Oh!
The card that makes this is really cool. I last week, I told the guys last week, I purposely didn't look at anything before the episode, and I got a lot of comments of, Brian's so excited about these cards that he's just like trailing off, and it's not making any sense. So I was tempted to do that again, and I may have not necessarily picked up on every card, but I went ahead and looked at what I thought was everything that was available. So I saw what makes these, and it's hilariously awesome. So we'll get to that in a little bit. What else we got?
I don't know. What else we got?
A zombie. The notes call it a dapper zombie. I've seen more dapper.
He just looks
Doesn't
like
have a hat.
Pirates of the Caribbean, kind of.
If he had a top hat, he'd be super dapper, but he doesn't. So.
And then there's a goblin who's in the
Centaur.
darkness.
You got a centaur. You got a frog lizard. That's a 33.
You gotta love the frog lizard.
Isn't that the original frog lizard art from the previous Ravnica block? I think
You
it
got
is.
me, man.
Looks
Yeah.
very familiar.
Frog
I agree. It looks
lizard
familiar.
Token.
You got 2/2 ooze.
Images. Wait. Which Ravnica was it from?
I don't know, like maybe the first.
Didn't the first one have Omniban?
Omnibian, and that didn't make frog lizards. Yeah, here it is with this set symbol. What is the set symbol, viewers? Never mind, I'll just go to... That's Return to Ravnica. Okay, so yeah. Or Gate Crash. So yes, that is the same art. Good job.
We is smart.
All right, so then we have an ooze, which is insane. We'll talk about that. There's Domri's Beast.
Yep. There's a Sphinx with Flying and Vigilance.
A 4/4 Sphinx with Flying and Vigilance. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spirit, a Thopter, a Treasure, which I'm so happy that they're bringing Treasure back.
Yeah. Or even if it's not on a bunch of cards, even that they're still willing to use it outside of Ixalan block, because it's a really neat concept.
It's a very versatile one. And as you can see here, thematically, it has the Orzhov symbol on it, so makes sense. They're the gangster church, but they're also, unless I'm mistaken, they're the bank. So
It would not shock me.
And then you got Domri's emblem, which goes with his boars, beasts, whatever.
Yeah, in his original art, there are boars, and there are other boars in the set. For some reason, this is a beast. I'm guessing that's because beast token synergy, but it's not quite the best flavor.
Beast, I could probably spend an episode talking about why beast is just weird because it's a catch-all, but they have so many carved. Like in theory, birds could be beasts, boars could be beasts, wolves. So anyway, let's not spend time on that. Let's spend time on cards.
Yay! So there's the tokens. Okay. So we got all kinds of stuff in here. Let's go look at Domri's original art, by the way, while we're here. There it is.
I think I actually like the non-promo art a little better.
I think so, yeah. Until Bill pointed out that, I think it was Bill, somebody pointed out that, do you hear the Tusken Raider sound from Star Wars when you look at that? And I'm like, now I do. Yeah.
Oh, thanks. I didn't, and now I probably never will not.
So that's a problem. Oh, that was Bill. Okay, thank you, Stark.
All right.
All
right away, I want to talk about this new angel because I think this angel is awesome.
It's kind of great, yeah.
It's kind of great. So the Angel of Grace.
First question, how is that name not taken already?
I don't know. I could have sworn that was like in a Portal set or something, but I guess not.
Like I looked at it and I'm like, oh, it's a reprint. Wait,
certainly there's been like a Voice of Grace, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we've been saving it, and I think it's used pretty well here. For 3 and 2 white, it is a 5/4 creature. Angel. It's mythic. With flash and flying. Anybody with Resto Angel, like Twitch, is going to go, Sorry. Restoration Angel was stupid back in the day. And this is really good too. When Angel of Grace enters the battlefield, until end of turn, damage that would reduce your life total to less than 1 reduces it to 1 instead. So it's an Angel's Grace. See, about right.
Oh, I wonder if that's what I was thinking of.
And then she has another ability: pay 4 and 2 white and exile her from your graveyard. Your life total becomes 10. It's a reverse Sorin Markov, or it is a Sorin Markov, but you're doing it to yourself. So the theory is you flash this out. Oh darn! I go to 1 instead of like -20 or whatever it was going to be. And then next turn, maybe block something big and trade. In the next turn, oh look, I'm at 10 instead of 1. So, or if you don't, if you want to put that in there and bluff, you could always flash out another one. So yeah, I think this is really good. 5 mana for 5/4 flash and flying with a really relevant, hopefully, ability, because in theory you don't lose and then turn around and win with your 5/4 flyer the next turn, and the ability to reset your life total, having a relevant ability while it's in the graveyard so it gets more use. This seems good. It's not broken because it's expensive and you have to pay for it, and they can see at least the second ability coming a mile away, but it's really good, and I love how flavorful it is. So I'm going to say, yeah, I like it. Anybody else? Did I cover everything, or?
Yeah, it's great.
We can see why it's considered mythic.
Yes. Well, on that note, do we want to keep working from white, or should we be specifically looking for other mythic cards that were not available last time?
I also really like that the Angel of Grace is in a John Woo movie.
Oh, all the dramatic doves.
Yeah. What was that? That was... Looks like that says I Baldy. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the pool. Hello.
Well, Chewy, if you have not seen Mesmerizing Benthid, you should go ahead and read it. It's in blue and it's mythic.
Okay, Mesmerizing Benthid for 3 blue is a 4/5 octopus. Because of course it is. And then, let's see, it's a mythic. When it enters the battlefield, create 2/0/2 blue illusions with whenever this creature blocks a creature. That creature doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step because it's wrapped up in an octopus illusion. And it says, Mesmerizing Benthet has hexproof as long as you control an illusion. Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's really neat.
So it's not horribly annoying hexproof.
No.
It's just moderately annoying hexproof.
It's moderately annoying hexproof, and it has synergy with other illusions because there are other ways to make illusions. So I like the fact that it's not so dependent on the tokens it makes. It just comes preloaded with illusions. And those illusions they make, those tokens we saw, that's pretty darn useful. Those are good illusions to have. But I read this card and I'm just like, it's an octopus. I don't know why, but that just struck me. I'm like, why do we have an octopus? But then I was like, sure. And then later I was like, octopus.
You have a jellyfish mutant
A jellyfish
thing running
Hydra?
around. Why not an octopus?
I know, but it's also not an 8/8, unlike some other octopi we've seen. So,
Jellyfish Hydra mutant.
okay. Other mythics that were not available last week. We saw the Spawn of Mayhem, which is still ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I get the feeling that's either all of them or damn near all of them.
The biogenic ooze would be the next one.
Oh, yeah. Dirk.
So it's in green.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's the very first one in green.
All right, biogenic ooze. For 3 and 2 green, it's a 2/2 ooze. When biogenic ooze enters the battlefield, create a 2/2 green ooze creature token. At the beginning of your end step, put a +1/+1 counter on each ooze you control. For 1 and 3 green, create a 2/2 green ooze creature token.
Dang.
That's
Dago.
This feels very, must kill it now, or it's just gonna completely take over the game.
It's not all that big of a deal. Sort of like slivers. It's just one sliver.
It's just one sliver, yeah.
2 turns later, it's like, kill it, kill them all.
Someone's like, it's just a 2/2 ooze, and he ends his turn. Okay, so it's a 3/3 ooze, whatever. It's not that big a deal. And
It's
then the
two-
next turn,
it's
2 turns
2
later,
3/3
they're
oozes.
drowning in ooze gunk.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I want you to picture for a minute the time where on the next turn they don't make an ooze token. Instead, they play a second copy of this, and they get another copy, and they've got a new token, and they're all getting 2 +1/+1 counters.
Yeah, seems fine, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
Ugh.
Hey, Mike,
Yes.
captive audience
Captive audience.
is hilarious.
Yeah, the look on everyone's faces is just.
This it's in gold.
Mhm.
This encapsulates so much of what people are like, why would you ever go to a Rakdos show? Do you like getting impaled? And no, but look at the cross section of people here. You've got elves and goblins and a Badalkin, and they're all just like, it's the car wreck look. You're like, I really shouldn't look at this, but
And
every
look-
single person is looking.
Look
So-
on the shoulder of the soldier there.
Yeah, the little.
It's Fibblethip, or as I pronounce it, it's
Oh, no wonder the big guy can't find him. Okay. We'll get to him in a minute. So what does captive audience do?
Yeah, so captive audience. For 5, a black and a red, it's a mythic enchantment. So this is going to be kind of silly. Captive audience enters the battlefield under the control of an opponent of your choice. It's going to be very silly. At the beginning of your upkeep, choose one that hasn't been chosen. There's 3 choices. Your life total becomes 4. Discard your hand. Each opponent creates 5 2/2 black zombie creature tokens.
I think this is a really interesting card. What was the card before this that had this you can't choose the same? Was it like demonic contract or something?
Yeah, it represented the pact that Liliana had made.
Right. But
There
that
were
was
4 choices, and one of them was you lose.
you lose.
Hmm.
This is the design space here is so interesting because you give it to an opponent and then they have to choose one of these bad things every turn, and you can't like, okay, well I discard my hand and then next turn I'll just discard my hand again. So the downside is you're paying 7 for something that after 3 uses just sits there.
Yeah.
But by then it will have reduced them to 4 life, made them discard their hand, and given every other player, which I love for multiplayer. I love the thought of this. Like, you know, every other player gets 5 2/2s. That's crazy. It reminds me of the Trojan horse guy, but much faster, in the sense that it costs 7. But you know, it happens like, wow.
Yeah,
So.
the effects have a bigger immediate impact.
Yes. So I just thought this was really kind of cool, and from a creative standpoint, it's up. So we've covered Domri.
Seems pretty awesome.
I think that might be it for the Mythics.
I think so, yeah.
Is the Kea Orzhov Usurper the one from the Mythic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we talked about her last week. I think that's it for Mythic.
Did we already see the Planeswalker deck versions of these people? Or
We did not, and those were made available yesterday, I think.
Oh, okay.
And they are
Yeah.
not as good.
The usual
but-
bad versions, yeah.
Yeah,
Wait, did we talk about Ravager Worm? We did, yeah.
we did.
Yeah.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's awesome.
I'm going through the artifacts now.
I'm curious about the
That's it.
What are you
Planeswalker
curious
deck
about?
versions anyway. I'll go find them.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
you find them.
Good for you.
We have a. What's up?
I say good for you.
We have like, is it 1 or 2? I think we just have 1 new land. If we want to cover that real quick.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's Plaza of Harmony. Mike's Gates deck just keeps getting better and better. It is a land. It's rare. When Plaza of Harmony enters the battlefield, if you control 2 or more gates, you gain 3 life. You can tap it for a colorless mana, or you can tap it for 1 mana of any color that a gate you control could produce. It is not a
cute.
gate itself, but it's a little enabler.
Yeah.
So, yeah, short to the point. And we've got a couple new artifacts as well. Should we cover those real quick while Mike continues to search?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Whoa, Scrabbling Claws.
Yes, the reprint of Scrabbling Claws. What's Scrabbling Claws?
Oh, for 1 mana, tap, target player exiles a card from their graveyard, or pay 1 and sacrifice Scrabbling Claws to exile target card from a graveyard and draw a card.
Was it not first printed in original Ravnica? I feel like it was.
I thought it
No.
was like
No.
in.
I'll look it up.
It was
you're
either
looking
an
up.
Odyssey Onslaught or Mirrodin or something like
I
that. Was
thought
it
it was
a Mirrodin
Mirrodin.
block?
Was it Mirrodin? Oh,
I'm seeing it in that
that
highly
sounds
silver.
right. That sounds right.
That's that really
Scrabble.
silver border that looked kind of white.
Mhm.
That's right. Yeah. Dark's Mirrodin, and it was reprinted in Commander 2018.
Yeah. So we've got this Tome of the Guild Pact. That's a new one, right?
Yeah, that's
we
a
didn't
new
talk
one.
about that
Yes.
last week. Tome of the Guild
No, we
Pact
did
for
not.
5 mana. Whenever you cast a multicolored spell, draw a card, and it taps for 1 mana of any color. Neat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, and then while you're on, why don't you tell us about the Glass of the Guild Pact?
I'm still looking at the Tome of the Guild Pact. That's a really pretty book.
It is very
Mhm.
pretty.
Yeah.
Did you see the flavor text?
Reading it has given me a glimpse of what makes this deeply flawed city so very magnificent. Dovin Bond.
Which his whole thing is, you know, he doesn't like imperfections. So for him to say that, that is a compliment.
So what was the other one?
The Glass
Glass
of the Guild Pact.
Oh wow, that's pretty too. For 2 mana, multicolored creatures you control get +1/+1. Rare artifact. Ooh.
For 2 mana. Counterbalanced forces sustain the city. No faction above others. A beautiful idea. Amara.
So if you look at those, aren't the guilds set up so that they're opposing colors?
I have to study it for a while.
Yeah, they're set up in wheel order with the with the ones that are allied combinations alternating with the ones that are enemy combinations.
Ah, so I see. Yes.
All right then.
All right. So that does it for the lands and the artifacts and all the mythics that we have. So do we want to just jump around and go, hey, look at that? Or do you
All
want to
right.
go in some
First
sort
place
of
to
order?
start. Mike,
Yes,
did you see the shark to crab?
I did see the shark crab.
Dirk, did you see the shark to crab?
No.
Dirk, it's in gold. Read the shark to crab.
That's what it's called too.
So for 2, a green and a blue, it's a fish octopus crab.
You damn
And
right
last
it is.
time I was saying we didn't see anything too weird this time.
It's a 4/4 uncommon. For 2 green blue, it has adapt 1. So it has no +1/+1 counters on it. Put a +1/+1 counter on it. When 1 or more +1/+1 counters are put on Sharkto Crab, tap target creature and opponent controls. That creature can't untap during its controller's next untap step.
I mean, it doesn't. I don't think it can't.
I'm
sure.
pretty sure it's not for anything other than, this thing's comes shambling by and it just goes.
You look at it casually,
Did
then
I
you look
did I
forward,
just see that?
and then you look back again, and you're staring, and you're like,
And another turn has gone by.
"You maniacs! You did it! You finally did it! Not everything has to be a shark."
Doesn't it, Brian? Doesn't it?
You guys are messing with fish and crabs, and you finally just decided.
Like,
This whole thing
Missing an
smacks
octopus.
of Troy McClure.
I'm
So
I'm pretty sure I had shark to crab at a sushi joint, but just the once.
That's all it took.
one thing we could talk about if we want to do a set of cards would be the guild mages.
Yes.
So these guild mages, much like the ones in Guilds of Ravnica, are cost 1 of each of its colors, of its guild's colors. They're not hybrid like in original Ravnica, and they have 1 activated ability that costs 1 particular color and then 1 of the other. For example, just starting in alphabetical order, we have the Clan Guild Mage from the Gruul clan. Costs a red and a green for a 2/2 human shaman. For 1 and a red, and all these, of course, require tapping. 1 and a red, target creature can't block this turn. I like that. I like that a lot. And then 2 and a green, target land you control becomes a 4/4 elemental creature with haste until end of turn. It's still a land. I like that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Hey, Dirk,
Mm-hmm.
I hear you like Simic, so you should talk about the Guild Mage. I don't have a more subtle segue.
Is
Just
it
talk about
the-
the Guild Mage.
Is it in the multicolored section?
It's combined.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all gold. It's the combined Guild Mage because they're
Combine.
the Simic
Combine.
Okay, Combine Guild Mage. Okay. So it's for green blue, it's a 2/2 Merfolk Wizard. That's uncommon. For 1 and a green and tap. This turn, each creature you control enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it.
Sick.
Right there. That just feels so good. With if the ability for the guild was not revolved around that, that would be eminently playable. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, technically it's anti-synergistic, as people who don't think properly before they speak have said, because it
Well,
means you can't adapt your creatures.
Well, maybe you should read the second ability and help them out with that.
Mm-hmm. So for 1 and a blue and tap, move a +1/+1 counter from target creature you control onto another target creature you control.
Yay!
Yay.
I like it.
And The thing that's awesome about that is that means that the ability from the last one, which was the Simics, that when something comes in, it gains a +1/+1 counter if it's like smaller than the creature it comes in, and had to do with size and all that. That means that if the +1, you could move counters around, and I mean they could just be growing out of control, and there's nothing you can do about it.
That was the evolved mechanic, right?
Yeah, that was the evolved mechanic.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I think the Combine Guild Mage is pretty sweet. I have a question real quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've already got the guild name Guild Mage, so Simic Guild Mage and Dimir Guild Mage.
Yeah.
This one we've got the second part of each name, so the Gruul Clan, so we have the Clan Guild Mage, the Simic Combine, so we have the Combine Guild Mage. What was the middle one?
I'm blanking on that.
Oh,
I know they did it.
okay.
I'll find out.
I'm doing it live. Guild Mage. Search. This will be
Harvell
bad.
says it has something to do with the districts. Pinball Witch agrees.
Boros
Based on where they're from. That's right. I just can't remember the names right now.
Duskmantle. Okay, yeah.
Okay,
They
yeah.
were based on the
From the guild home, like the where their guild hall was located, maybe.
yeah, because well, we've got the House Guild Mage. Oh, that's from this one. Never mind. Why? This is already in Gatherer?
That's cool.
Oh, that's from guilds. Never mind. I'm an idiot.
Oh.
Yeah, Karazda, New Prov. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So they're starting to Rick's Mahdi. They're starting to run out of things to call these. I wonder if we ever go back to Ravnica, if they're just gonna call it Blue Green Guild Mage.
Come on, guys. We can't get up with more names for these guild
Look,
mates.
the playtest names tested very well with the focus group. Anyway, I just thought I'd ask.
Well, for asking, you get a bad puppet master guy.
Okay. Oh my god, this card. The Cult Guild Mage. For a black and a red, it's 2/2 Human Shaman. For 3 and a black and tap, target player discards a card. Activate this ability only when you could cast a sorcery. Okay. And then a red and tap, and it deals 1 damage to target opponent or planeswalker. Whatever, fine, sure, good card, whatever. But the art
I know.
It's creepy.
is awesome, and they're auctioning off. What are they auctioning, you guys, in the chat? I know they're auctioning the actual puppet that was used, but I think they're auctioning other stuff too, right? Or is it just the puppet?
I think it's.
That's
He's
cool.
holding a flame over it, so. Is it like pay me or the puppet gets it? I don't.
No, he's just doing puppet shows. Like, oh, look at me. I'm the Living Guild Pact. I'm a big old moron.
It is a J-stall. I didn't see that. It's a J-stall.
Brian, of all people, didn't see that they were making fun of Jace. Well,
I know.
who are you and what have you done with the real Brian?
So
You'd think Brian would be like, somebody's making fun of Jace somewhere.
I should have. My Jace senses were not tingling. So
But yeah, they're auctioning off the actual puppet, and I think maybe the art puppet thing that they made for the guy holding it. I'm not sure of the
That's funny.
specifics, but I thought that was really cool, and the money's going to some sort of something, I think. I don't remember. don't keep track
but
of
as
this
far as
stuff.
this card itself, I would say, I mean, that first ability feels really expensive, and it's got the timing restriction, but that's really, really powerful and limited to just say, drop a card every turn. Drop a card every turn.
Oh, yeah, straight up.
So, yeah.
We have
Okay.
all been wrecked by Guild Mage. Like the Dimir Guild Mage, the original, didn't it have a similar ability or the same ability without the tap?
Yeah, you didn't have to tap it though. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It was killer.
Yeah. And the other half of it was like draw a card. So,
Yeah.
and then
The
the
Dimir
last,
Guild Mage was awesome.
Those 3 were all in a row.
Yeah, and there's 2
Then
more.
we've got
It
the
would
Senate
be
Guild Mage.
Senate
That's right.
and Senate and Syndicate would be the last 2.
Yeah.
So the Senate Guild Mage, because I'm the lawyer type guy, I guess, for a blue and a
Really?
white. Human wizard, not human lawyer or human advisor. For a white and tap, you draw. I'm sorry, you gain 2 life, and for a blue and tap, draw a card and discard a card. Extremely cheap abilities, and neither one is completely mind blowing. But the ability to just only keep a mana up makes them pretty darn good. So, yep. And then who's the last one? The Syndicate Guildmate.
Syndicate, yeah.
Yeah. Mike?
Syndicate Guildmages is also cool. For white and a black, a 2/2 human cleric. The first ability, 1 and a white, tap target creature with power 4 or greater. Useful.
The stuff you want to be tapping.
Second ability, pay 4 and a black and tap. Syndicate Guildmage deals 2 damage to target opponent or planeswalker.
Expensive, but it's repeatable. So the fact that it's a way to actually deal damage to planeswalkers, I like it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, nice. So they're all basically all right, which is what you want out of your guild mage. So
yeah. Have we seen all of the AABB creatures?
I think now they're finally all up here.
We saw the Rakdos one, the Rakdos Firewheeler.
Yeah, we saw
right
that
away.
early.
Yeah. And there's the Sphinx of New Prov.
yeah, we talked about it last time, right?
Did we?
Did
I
we?
don't know.
I don't think we did.
Oh,
I know we
No, we
talked
talked about the
the
Basilica.
Orzhov. Yeah.
Basilica
okay.
Belhaunt last
Yeah.
time.
So what's the Sphinx do then?
The Sphinx of New Prov costs 2 white, 2 blue for a 4/3 Sphinx with flying and vigilance. And spells your opponents cast, the target Sphinx of New Prov costs 2 more to cast. So that's pretty good. Flying and vigilance on a 4-power creature that they want to destroy, and it's going to be more expensive for them to destroy.
Yeah.
Seems pretty good.
Seems
I like
good.
it.
You know,
Yeah.
the first time I read this card, I missed the vigilance part, and I just regarded it as a strangely, kind of dumpy version of the Demir one from the last set. But no, the vigilance makes a difference.
Mm-hmm. And then we've
Sick.
got the Sunder Shaman, who's a giant.
He certainly is. Red, red, green, green. It's a 5/5 giant shaman, and it can't be blocked by more than one creature. Yikes. And whenever Sunder Shaman deals combat damage to a player, destroy target artifact or enchantment that player controls.
Yo, brutal.
Yeah, free naturalize every time he hits something. And they can't throw a million guys in front of him. And he's a 5/5, which I'm pretty sure is the largest stats for these AABB creatures in either set.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, pretty sure.
yeah.
Dang. So
Have we
is that all
seen-
5 or?
The Frilled Mystic is the Simic one.
Oh yeah, the
Oh,
Lizard
This
Wizard.
thing. Yes.
Boom.
Dark, have you seen this?
So it's the Frilled Wizard.
Frilled Mystic.
All right, Frilled Mystic. For 2 green, 2 blue, it's a 3/2 elf lizard wizard. So it has flash. When Frilled Mystic enters the battlefield, you may counter target spell.
Hell yeah, Mystic Snake, but not.
Yeah, Mystic Snake costs this, but one of the greens was just a colorless, I think.
Yeah, and it was a 2/2.
And it was a 2/2. And was rare. And was time shifted as a rare. Of course, time shifted, that
Well,
screws with it. But
It
yeah.
was time shifted on the time shifted sheet, so.
Right. But so this is an uncommon.
Wait, Mystic Snake was a rare?
Yeah.
It was originally a rare
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
in
forgot.
an apocalypse.
I see this here and I'm like, this costs the same, just with a slightly different casting cost, slightly harder one, you might say, for an extra point of power, and it's an uncommon set of a rare. And it's an elf. I mean, yeah, lizard, wizard, haha, it sounds funny, but it's an elf, which means all the elf synergies. And, oh, wow.
Leave it to Brian to suck all the fun out of this card.
It's great.
You are the lawyer type.
It
Oh,
is-
lizard wizard, whatever. Did you see what the rest of the card did? No one cares, Brian. It's a lizard wizard.
Is it like a goblin shaman?
It's sort of like a goblin shaman common, yeah.
But this is a lizard wizard uncommon. The last part doesn't really.
Oh, it really doesn't help at all. Lame.
No.
Literally
Nope.
unplayable. All right, so that's the AABB cards.
Yep.
You know, which is the only thing we could think of to call a mana symbol, or the cards with these mana costs.
Mm-hmm. You know
All
what
right.
card?
What?
You know what card made me really happy when I saw it?
No,
Cinder Vines.
I don't know that.
It's in gold. Go check it out and read it.
Oh, Cinder with a C.
Yeah.
Duh. Cinder Vines. hang on, I'm getting there.
Cinder Vines with an S is something else entirely.
Yeah. Cinder Vines.
Vines.
Okay.
And if you can't think of a gift, go to www.sendhervines. They're like flowers, but not.
So Cinder Vines, for a green and a red, it's a rare enchantment. Oh god. Whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, Cinder Vines deals 1 damage to that player. Ah, opponent. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then pay 1 and sacrifice Cinder Vines. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Cinder Vines deals 2 damage to that permanent's controller. Holy crap, this card's just good all around, isn't it?
The card is awesome.
Very
You can
useful.
always use it, but I'm like, hey, Storm, how you doing? Because, doesn't Storm get off on non-creature spells, like casting lots of them?
Yes.
I thought.
Huh.
So I just thought it was a kind of an interesting answer to some problems that a red green deck would have trouble with. Specifically, like landing this on turn 2 against a control player is going to feel so good. So good.
Brian, you're being well actually'd in the chat.
Well, actually, what?
I don't agree with the actually in the chat. They still have to cast spells to increase the storm count in the first place.
Yeah. Although chances are they don't need to cast enough storm spells to kill themselves with Cinder Vines, but it still hurts them.
So,
Yeah, it might
I'm
not
not
kill
pro-
them. It might not deal enough damage to kill them on the turn they're going off. It's that if that's the only turn it's dealing damage to them.
Yeah.
But
And keep in mind, I have not played Modern in a long, long, long time. So I saw this and I'm like, this feels like a good answer for slowing down Storm or for against control decks in general. So that's all I got. I think it's neat that it's giving this color combination an interesting angle to attack.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's something somebody else saw that made them go, ooh?
Did we talk about all the new legendary creatures?
Probably not
Thinking
all
of
of
the
them.
old ways. Did we
No,
talk
we
about
didn't
that
talk about them.
Who?
The new legendaries.
Yeah,
Well,
you said a
he
name.
specifically mentioned
Nikia
Nikia.
of the old ways.
The old ways.
Yes. We did not talk about her.
Ah,
So
okay.
for 3 red green, 5/5 legendary creature, Centaur Druid. That's rare. And text says you can't cast non-creature spells. Ow. Whenever you tap a land for mana, add 1 mana of any type that land produces.
That land produced.
Mhm.
Well, actually,
5/5 for 5 with
So,
it
essentially-
doubles your mana production from your lands.
And shuts down instances, sorceries.
And even if it's not a
Artifacts.
just
creature.
yours though.
Oh,
Yeah.
you can't. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an actual draw. Oh my god, they printed a card with a drawback.
Oh no!
What?
And it's the same drawback that is on the big 6/6 for 4 guy from the last set. With hexproof that you can turn it off. I can't remember his name, but I can see him. He's like, "Arr!" So this feels like a very build around me commander kind of command. You put it in a deck with creatures and you get her
Question
out,
mark?
and then you have lots of mana to follow up with more creatures.
Yeah, seems good.
Yeah.
All right, before the chat scrolls too far, scroll back up in the chat, those of you that have it open, which all three of you better have the chat open, and click on Stark's link.
What? I didn't even see a link. How far up was that?
It's not too far.
Oh, these guys. Okay.
Yeah. So let me guess. Dirk, did you
Sounds
have the chat open?
Nope.
Of
I'm
course
going
not.
to it now.
Here you
He
go.
pasted it back in again, so it's
Oh,
closer
the
to you.
person.
There. It's in the Discord, Dirk.
Okay.
Because I figured Dirk didn't have the chat open. Because why would he? So, this is a card
Mike.
that popped up today. It's not in the card image gallery just yet. Is it? I didn't look, actually. Oh, Mano P.
See,
It
now
is
I
not.
kind of want to build this draft deck.
So this is the Persistent Petitioners. For 1 and a blue, they're common human advisors that are 1/3.
They're lawyers.
Right, exactly.
They're lawyers.
They're lobbyists, even.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
For 1 and tap, target player puts the top card of their library into their graveyard. No problem, right? Nice and simple, little bit of mill. But if you tap 4 untapped advisors you control, target player puts the top 12 cards of their library into their graveyard.
Well, what are the odds of that?
Well, I mean, there are a few advisors in the last 2 sets, right?
Couple.
I'm looking through the stuff that's showing for Ravnica Allegiance, and I don't see anything that's been... There's nothing in the card image gallery right now. But
Aside
I'm sure
from
there was at least 1 or 2 in.
well, and this is the
Fields
set with
Ravnica.
the Azorius in it. And keep in mind, we haven't seen nearly all of the commons.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
Okay, hang on.
We're
I'm going to
missing
do
a
a gatherer search for advisor real quick. There are a total of 52 advisors in
That's
Magic.
nice.
Wow.
Teysa Karlov in Ravnica Allegiance is an advisor, but there aren't any others showing right now.
Azor's Elocutors. Civilized Scholar. I forgot about him. Council of the Absolute. Huh. Getic Teague. Don't forget him. Grand Arbiter Augustin IV. He's an advisor. Oh, God.
oh yeah.
Combal Consul of Allocation. Somebody just followed. Bobby and a string of numbers is now following. Hey, welcome. Karlov of the Ghost Council. Any others that are jumping out? Leovold is an advisor. Michiko Kanda, Masako the Humorless, the Mayor of Avabrook is an advisor. Huh. Obzedat, don't forget them.
Both versions.
Well, no, just the one called Obzedat.
Okay.
Teysa, Envoy of Ghosts. Teysa, Orzhov Scion. Okay, those are the ones that jump out at me. There are many others, though. Like I said, there are what? 52.
The Ghost Council aren't advisors?
They are not here, so I guess not.
I guess because they're the... Oh, that's weird. Huh.
Ghosts Council
They don't
of Orzhova,
give advice.
They are just spirit.
They don't give
Well-
advice. They give.
Well, then why are
orders.
they Obzedat advisors?
Because that was several years later when they started. They decided that they needed a new creature type. I don't know.
I guess so. I guess I just didn't feel like going back and retconning the first Ghost Council.
But anyway, so we're not done with the Persistent Petitioners yet. So we've got the pay 1 and tap to target player mills for 1. Tap 4 untapped advisors to mill for 12. Oh, and then there's a final thing that says a deck can have any number of cards named Persistent Petitioners. What?
That's funny.
So yeah, what other creatures have that particular line of text? There's Relentless Rats.
And there's those new ones. And that and those cultists. Oh, what were they called?
Oh,
Shadowborn
the,
Apostles.
yeah.
Well, I can remember
Right.
Shadowborn Apostles, but I can't remember the rats that were just printed.
Oh, and Ret Colony, Stark said.
Okay.
So there you go. Expect to see this on Arena. Unless you're playing at high levels. Expect to see this on Arena. So yeah. Okay. But
I
yeah,
don't know
that's
how I feel
awesome.
about that.
And I'm really happy that that's a thing. Like Stark said, it's good to see it on a non-black card, which is a
That's
good
true.
point.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got?
Another card that I like. I don't. Well, Dirk. Okay, Dirk mentioned the legend. Hey, Mike, what's a card that you like?
Let's see.
Mike's like, there are cards in this set?
What? So there's a card. Let's see. It's something that I noticed earlier and just made me like wonder about. So it's one of the split cards.
Okay.
It's the Azoria split card, Warrant Warden. Warrant and Warden. So the first half Warrant for 2 white-blue hybrids.
Why is
It's-
this not
it's an
turned
instant.
90 degrees on here?
I don't know.
What the hell, Wizards?
It's an instant. It says put target attacking or blocking creature on top of its owner's library. It's always useful. So the Warden half is 3 a white and a blue. It's a sorcery. Create a 4/4 white and blue Sphinx creature token with flying and vigilance. So it's what makes that Sphinx token we saw earlier.
Oh, cool.
I'm wondering what happened to the concepts of these cards to give us this art for Warden, which is not a Sphinx. It's a Vidalcan guy pointing up at the sky off screen.
Maybe he's pointing to the Sphinx.
I guess, but
I don't know. This isn't really keeping me up at night, but
And while we're on it, why is Warrant a picture of an Azorius person with magical brass knuckles?
yeah, that too. Something happened to the concept of this card.
I think maybe they just took 2 arts that were clearly Azorius and just said, "We have an Azorius card."
Well, no, because like look at all the other split cards that are showing right there. It's like the art does what the card says it does.
Depose and deploy looks good. Incubation, incongruity, sure.
Oh, Stark pointed out the rare split cards. One of them has the leader, and the other has the other legendary person associated with the guild. So they had to
Ah.
feature
Dovin and
they had to
Lavinia.
feature Lavinia and Dovin somehow, but unfortunately, it doesn't kind of make any dang sense.
Okay. Well, what are the other split cards while we're here?
So a thing about the split cards, Sam Stodd tweeted either yesterday or today, Sam Stoddard, that these were actually, some of these were designed with best of one in mind. Because there's a whole big mess going on online because of about best of one, because apparently Arena is heading into the best of one category, where you just play a game and then you go play a different game. And people, especially the established Magic players, are losing their mind because they're like, it should always be best of 3, always, 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 always. I'm like, maybe the best of one isn't for you, dude. I know personally, if they ever do bring Arena to mobile, if it's best of 3, even then I'll never play Arena on mobile. Because I don't have time to play 3 games before I decide if I won or not.
Here's my feeling on this. Since you asked and you're waiting for my opinion, said no one. I've actually thought about this a little bit because I've been playing more Arena. I actually really prefer most times the best of one. It's a little easier. I don't have to worry about sideboarding every single time. The only time that I have been like, why is this best of one, is the draft. Because it's so frustrating when I don't see half my deck or the fact that I drafted stuff that, you know, I does not fit in the main deck, that it serves no purpose whatsoever. So doing best of one in constructed, I'm okay with that. And they run events where you use a sideboard. So like Chewy said, just do the one that interests you more. Not everything has to be for you. I wish though, and if there has been a draft on Arena where you use your sideboard, I have not seen it. If that's options there, I wish I knew where to click to get it, because it's very frustrating to have these matches decided without being able to use my sideboard whatsoever. So that's my 2 cents.
But
so these cards are being designed with that in mind?
Yeah. With such a way, because they're essentially... some of them are essentially sideboard cards with a not sideboard card attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for instance, Bedeck and Bedazzle. Bedeck for a 2 black-red hybrid. Target creature gets +3/-3 until end of turn. Boom. Everything can play that all the time. And then Bedazzle for 4, a black and a red. These are both instants, by the way. Says, destroy target non-basic land. Bedazzle deals 2 damage to target opponent or planeswalker. That's not going to be an always useful thing.
Right. But the creature pump is
or removal, depending.
Always,
yeah,
yeah,
it's always good.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah. But just since people in the chat are also throwing out their opinions on the best of 1 and best of 3, I fully believe that Paper Magic played in a tournament setting should still be best of 3.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but playing on Arena, just playing on Arena, unless you're playing in some sort of online tournament thing, if you're just playing Arena, I'm all for best of 1 there, because some of us have lives. I'm not one of those people, but some of us do.
Pinball Witch says there is a traditional draft. Click the mode options and you should see it. They're going all the time too. Thank you, Pinball Witch. I am bowing to you. You can't see it. Again, my complaint is not...
You can hear it, though, when it gets closer to the mic, yeah.
My complaint is not that they offer the best of 1 draft. It's that I couldn't find a best of 3. And I think that's my lack of expertise. So yeah. I appreciate it.
Another person's sub-process is saying that you have to use the... I guess, is diamonds another in-game currency? You got to use diamonds.
Well, I think they're called gems, but yeah.
Okay, gems. You got to use. Apparently, you got to use gems to do that one, not gold.
Oh, really?
Oh, there's the problem. Brian is free to play.
Okay, see, I'm free to play. Now you can earn gems by doing well at drafts and other events. So what I have actually been doing is because I think the sealed events are gems only. I have been trying to stockpile in anticipation of Ravnica Allegiance being released in the next couple weeks, so that I could do a sealed event on Arena. So you can get them, but because I'm strictly free to play, if I don't win them, I'm not buying. So,
by the way, Brian, you'll be happy to know then that free draft that you get at the Ravnica pre-release is a traditional draft.
Ooh, tell me more.
That is all there is. I cannot tell you.
Then I'm satisfied with what you've told me.
Yeah,
so
see right there. Boom. Traditional draft. Look at that.
I appreciate that.
All right. Do we care about more of these split cards?
What's the trash one?
What's the trash one?
What?
Literally, isn't there one called trash?
Oh, it's called Thrash.
Thrash.
Oh, Thrash.
I was like, I don't know. I haven't read them. I assume at least one of the uncommon ones is crap, but that's not what you meant.
Crap or crapulence? No, Thrash. For it's the Gruul, and the hybrid side is 2 mana, two hybrid symbols. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker you don't control. I think I missed that, or planeswalker.
Or planeswalker.
I think I missed that the first time. I'm just like, okay, it's the better fight. I missed the, hey, Jace feature. And then threat. for 2 and a red and green. Make a 4/4 red and green beast creature token with trample. It's make 1 of Domri's token. So if you just need to get a creature on the board, straight up do it. And then next turn, play your extra copy for Thrash, which is not trash at all. So I messed up the name of the card. I messed up one of the functions that it does. So I'm just terrible at it.
Would you say you're trash? And it's understandable because they're freaking sideways, because for some reason when you click on it to make it bigger, it doesn't rotate it. That's easy to code. People have done it on their own websites.
I thought they fixed that in something that we were looking at earlier, or was that in Gatherer? What was it that we were looking at sometime earlier where they were like readable?
Got me, man. That might have been in articles, maybe? I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah, I think you're right.
All right. We'll tell
I
you
thought.
what.
I also thought the Orzhov one was pretty cool.
Oh, okay. What's that do?
Just real quick, Revival for the 2 hybrid mana is a sorcery. Return target creature card with converted mana cost. My neck really hurts. Convert mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
You can get, and then Revenge for 4 and a white and a black sorcery. Listen to this: double your life total. Target opponent loses half their life. Rounded up.
Wow. That's a hell of a
Yeah.
swing.
Both sides of this are really, really good. And Revival only costing 2 mana is ridiculous. There's the number of things that would bring back that
matters? Yeah.
that matters. Yeah.
I like it. Sick. Oh my god, it's so sick.
There's one that I want to point out.
What was that?
Yes, sir.
You guys read Galloping Lizrog?
Yes.
So for 3 green blue, it's a 3/3 frog lizard that's uncommon. Okay, first part, it has trample. Okay. That's not the best part. When Galloping Lizrog enters the battlefield, you may remove any number of +1/+1 counters from among creatures you control. If you do, put twice that many +1/+1 counters on Galloping Lizrog.
Yep.
That, I had seen the art, but I didn't actually read the card. That's pretty awesome.
It is.
And read the flavor text. Dirk, read the flavor text.
I might have overfed him.
Dang.
And that's from Gulistan Simic Biomancer. Did we do Kaya's Wrath?
We did not.
No, that's new.
Okay,
Kaya's
so
Wrath.
that one is 2 white and 2 black, and it's a rare sorcery. It says destroy all creatures. You gain life equal to the number of creatures you controlled that were destroyed this way.
So yeah, this is the 4 mana Wrath that we're not supposed to get anymore, but it's got a restrictive mana cost, so it's probably fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a rough mana cost.
Yeah.
And you gain life
But
equal
it's
to the
still
number of
Wrath. And
creatures.
it's even a Wrath. It even says in the name.
Yeah. But it
Tessa-
gives you life equal to the number of your creatures.
Yeah.
Huh.
So a little bit of, hey, okay, you're going to go ahead and play this when maybe you need to, maybe not when.
Well, yeah, the life gain is a buff, not the reason to
Yeah.
play it. It's just a bonus.
Right.
Yeah.
Tessa convened the meeting of the Obsidian. Kaya ended it.
I think it's Kaya.
Okay. And it is a story spotlight.
Yeah,
But they
this
don't
is,
number the story spotlights.
This is
so-
Kaya actually taking down the Obsidian.
Yep.
It's so cool that they're actually showing that on the card. That's
Yep.
really cool.
There's another card here that I really like that has a related piece of art. And I had it up a second ago, and I said, no, I should make sure that other people have a chance to speak. silly me, and now I can't find it again. Oh yeah, it's Ethereal Absolution.
Yeah.
It's also a story spotlight card. For 4, a white and a black, it's a rare enchantment, and it's an anthem. Creatures you control get +1/+1. And creatures your opponents control get -1/-1. So it's a mini Elish Norn. Of course, it's not legendary, so you can have them with one. Pay 2, a white and a black. Exile target card from an opponent's graveyard. If it was a creature card, you create a 1/1 white and black spirit creature token with flying. That's automatically, as long as this is out, a 2/2 flying. You know. But yeah, it's expensive because it costs what, 6,
Mm-hmm.
which is a bit much for your traditional anthem effects, but I like it, and it makes more guys, which it can then pump. So it's fine. Seems good. It's fine. I like it.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the flavor text, of course. Time to let the dead be dead.
Yep.
Also, Brian, there's messages for you in the chat.
Messages for me in the chat. It's hard for me to balance the two.
It takes getting used to.
Need flavor text mode. Could you find?
Don't
Sure.
read it out loud.
So it's interesting that it seems like there's some kind of, like, not only did Kaya stab all the Ghost Council members with her ghost stabbing knives, but I guess there's some kind of reform going on, because here, you know, in the art, they're freeing a bunch of spirits, and we saw some references on a couple other Orzhov related cards about a spirit's debt actually being fulfilled, and we were like, what?
Yes.
I thought the whole point was to enslave someone for hundreds and hundreds of years.
We saw that last week, and I said I was one that said this feels like a flavor fail, because it's some card that has a person melting.
Mortify.
It might have been Mortify.
Yeah.
Mortify.
And it's like, your debt is now forgiven, and we're
Yeah.
like, I was like, no, wizards didn't follow their own lore.
Yeah, and also the flavor text on Imperious Oligarch, I remember this too. It says the rights of ghosts are strictly protected under Orzhov bylaws, and those who enforce them can count on the ghost's assistance.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's just a weird angle to read about, that the Orzhov would actually care about the rights of the ghosts.
Well,
Because they must have some. I mean, there must be rules.
See, well, but the Obsidat are ghosts, so they're gonna make sure that they're the protected class.
True.
That's how I read that. I mean, not to get really political about this, but it's a bit like Jim Crow. Like, we're gonna make sure we're looking after the citizens that we care about, you know. So, forget about the flesh bags. So,
Freaking flesh bags. I mean, what? So, yeah, it looks like there's massive upheaval happening here, and possibly the Orzhov won't be randomly indebting people forever and ever. Amen.
maybe. But if Kai is working for Bolus, I can't imagine he has a interest in letting too many debts go. So
I mean, he doesn't
Have you seen-
care about those debts. He's got other fish to murder. I mean,
I don't. Well, have you seen Dovin's Acuity?
God, it's the last 3 cards that I've gone to click on were because I knew you were about to say them.
Well, then you go right ahead, sir.
Well, no, I mean, like, when you said there's another card that's related to Kai, to Kai's Wrath, I just scrolled up and clicked on Ethereal Absolution. And then when you said, have you seen, and I was about to click on Dovin's Acuity, because somehow I knew.
So then click on it.
I did, yeah. Dovin's Acuity for 1, a white, and a blue is an uncommon enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life and draw a card. Nice and simple. Whenever you cast an instant spell during your main phase, remember, that's what Addendum wants you to do, you may return Dovin's Acuity to its owner's hand.
Yep.
So it's a way to get more cards and gain some more life.
It reminds me of the disinformation enchantment from the last set that wanted you to surveil a lot.
Yeah,
Yes.
disinformation campaign or something like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But more to the point, read the flavor text.
Dovin ticked the planeswalkers off on his fingers. Himself, Domri, Kaya, Ralph, Vraska, and Bolus made an even 6.
So,
And he's got
I
6
mean-
fingers.
Yeah.
Which is even funnier.
I forgot Vidalkin had 6 fingers. Yep.
So, I mean, it was already pretty well stated that these were the ones that were working for him. And we knew that kind of from the lore and what they were saying about the set construction. The ones with planeswalkers are the ones that are under his command. But here's a card that just straight up says it. Like, this is the... When Chewie was mentioning the Bolus Legion of Doom, this is the card that I had in my head when he was saying that, because I had just read this card earlier today. So, here's the named members.
Hey, chat, what's that card that references this from the previous set? That was pointed out in the Discord server? No, that references the number of planeswalkers. You guys talked about it in the Discord server and blew everyone's mind. It's mechanical something? Gatherer. Name.
Harvell said 1,000-Year Storm. What does 1,000-Year Storm say?
That's not it.
Okay.
Mechanized production. Thank you. So if you look up mechanized production, the flavor text says, "Give me 8 walkers, I'll give you the city, Dovin Bond." And that was from Ether Revolt, actually, not the previous sets, from way back.
Huh.
8 walkers. I thought that was referring to the Peace Walkers, the giant mech things.
Yeah.
True.
That are
But
in the art.
he's already got 6,
Okay.
Lily 7,
Okay.
Tezzeret's 8.
It's true.
I'm going to say that was on purpose, and you can't change my mind, so bite me. All right, so what else is just cool that we need to talk about?
Lots of stuff. There was... I've suggested a lot. Hey, Dirk, what's something before I take over again that you saw that you're like, ooh?
I think Dirk
You're
muted and fell
muted.
asleep.
No, the Trollbred Guardian.
Oh, yeah. I
So
like
for
his
4
art.
and a
He
green-
scares me.
He looks scary. For 4 and a green, it's a 5/5 Troll Frog Warrior. That's uncommon. For 2 and a green, it is Adapt 2.
Seems good.
Really good. Each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it has Trample.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that can get out of hand really fast.
And he's a troll frog.
Troll Frog Warrior.
Troll Frog.
Oh, I think I saw one
You know,
of those...
troll frog cowards can't block troll frog warriors.
I feel like Troll Frog is something that I see on certain websites.
It is! Oh man, did you guys see a Rampage of the Clans right above that?
Yeah, I was looking at that
Yeah,
too.
that's on the story spotlight.
Oh, it is? Oh, hey, look at that. Rampage of the Clans for 3 and a green. It's an instant. It says it's rare. Destroy all artifacts and enchantments. For each permanent destroyed this way, its controller creates a 3/3 green centaur. And the flavor text is Rage! Rage until the whole world burns.
Rage.
So Domri, upon taking control of the Gruul, is not satisfied to just kind of let them survive on the outskirts anymore. He's like leading a full-scale revolt. Wonder whatever happened to Borborygma. I mean, no offense to Domri, but, you know, Barbarignos kind of outclasses him in the weight department, like a lot. There was another.
I feel like I read somewhere that Borborignos' leadership got challenged and he lost or something. Or maybe the Gruul just aren't very well organized. Maybe the Gruul have a very, very loose organizational structure. I mean, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Whoever rabble rouses the loudest gets to lead.
Yeah, basically.
So it's like America.
Oh, now I'm sad.
Darn right you are.
There's a card in blue. It's an uncommon that I like a lot.
What's
I like
that?
it a whole lot. The Terramander. Ptera Mander. For 1 blue, it's a 1/1 Salamander Drake with flying. And for 7 and a blue, it has Adapt 4. But this ability costs 1 less to activate for each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard.
People are already comparing this to the Delver of Secrets.
Yeah, it's super exciting. I like it a lot. Like, this is a Modern and Legacy card.
Quite possibly, yeah.
I really do think it is.
Because paying 2 mana for a 5/5 flyer, I hear is pretty good! Right? I mean, they play Zombie Fish, for God's sake, in Legacy decks. And it's just a 5/5 for what? A black? When Delve is taken into account?
Yeah, when you have the full Delve advantage, yeah.
So, like, a 5/5 flyer for 2 mana, that seems okay.
Heck, I'd even pay 3 for it if he twisted my arm.
You're an idiot. But you don't play Legacy, so it's okay. You're fine.
I was looking. I knew there was a card that also referenced Domri and his ascension. I knew I had read the flavor text, and it's on Rhythm of the Wild.
Is this the Rhythm of the Wild? I'm sorry. Oh, yeah.
For 1, a red and a green. This is actually a pretty cool card. It's an uncommon enchantment. Creature spells you control can't be countered. Okay. And non-token creatures you control have Riot. That's pretty good. The flavor text that I was remembering says, some view Domri's unlikely ascent as a sign of Ilharg the Razor's imminent return. And boy howdy, he's leading some boars into the city. Like, a lot. Like, Pumbaa would be very proud. There's just a lot.
But he'll get downhearted every time he's not in front of the kids.
So, by specifically even...
Pumbaa joke.
By even... but the card even mentions that, nobody really... Or it seems that they weren't expecting Domri to come to power. It says it's unlikely.
Well, I'm sure he had help from the horned bastard. I mean, Nicol Bolas.
I'm sure he did. And I'm curious as to whether or not he was aware of it at the time.
I'm wondering if Domri is actually aware of it like right now.
I don't know.
Like, it seems like he could be being used.
Yeah.
Just unknowingly, or he could be like, Nicol Bolas, he's my boy. Like, wait, I don't know yet because they haven't told us.
Yep, we'll have to wait and find out.
Let's see, was there more crazy?
Yeah, I mean, it could just be something as simple as Nicol Bolas being like, "Hey, don't you hate the man?" And Domri's like, "This guy gets it."
And Nicol Bolas is like, "Go
America.
do this thing. Don't do it for me. Do it for
Ravnica.
Do it for yourself. Do it for your clan. And oh, by the way, it happens to be exactly what I want you to be. Do exactly what I want you to do.
I'm pretty sure we got mentions of Illarg the Raised Boar in the flavor text of something in Return to Ravnica block. But yeah, it's basically one of these legendary. My understanding is that it's one of these legendary old gods.
Yeah.
From some ancient religion that the Gruul still keep up.
Yeah.
It has to do. It's an apocalyptic prophecy, basically.
In Rubble Belt Boar.
Okay.
It's the only time, but it says some Gruul druids believe that boars are spawn of the great Ilharg, the mighty Raise Boar, who will one day rise and level the city. And it's a common from Guilds of Ravnica.
Mm-hmm.
I searched for Raise Boar, by the way, and that's all I got. What if I search for... Where did flavor text go? There it is. Search for Ilharg. Search. Yeah, it's just that one. But you're right, that wasn't in the previous set.
Well, speaking of forgotten deities, there's a card in black that I think is really, really interesting. Mike, did you see the Priest of Forgotten Gods?
Yes.
I think it's fine. It's just fine, right? It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. Okay, what's it do?
So for 1 and a black, it's a rare 1/2 human cleric. The ability is it has an ability. The cost is tap and sacrifice 2 other creatures. Okay.
Tap this and
Yes.
sacrifice 2 other creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Any number of target players each lose 2 life and sacrifice a creature. You add black to your mana pool and draw a card. It's pretty neat.
It's a steep cost,
Mm-hmm.
but that's just utterly ridiculous. I mean, without even the 2 black, I think it would be like, oh, sure, I'll make everybody else sacrifice a creature and I'll draw a card, and they lose 2 life, but then you also get 2 black mana on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the flavor on the card was pretty interesting as well.
Oh yeah, the Orzhov are not the only religious tradition on Ravnica, nor the oldest.
Yeah, it's the flavor text on this that gets me.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool. I wonder if it's
I
gonna.
like this one.
I wonder if it's gonna come to pass that the actual forgotten god is Nicol Bolas. Be like, oh, not again, son of a bitch.
Dang it!
I mean, after Amonkhet, that's gonna feel a little.
Oh, I could make it worse. Yeah, Stark just called it. It's Emrakul.
It's
No, you bastards.
It's a coalition between Nicol Bolas, Emrakul, and the Phyrexians.
No.
It's Olamog, and they find out he's dead, and they're like, uh-oh.
Whoops. Oh man, did you see Font of Agonies?
That's great.
Yeah, that's a weird card. I don't know how I feel about this one. It's gonna be my pre-release rare, or I'm gonna
It's
get
great.
like 2, and I'm gonna be
For-
like,
A single black. It's a rare enchantment. Whenever you pay life, put that many blood counters on Font of Agonies. Okay. And then for 1 and a black and remove 4 blood counters from it, destroy target creature. Huh.
and the flavor text is like the
No
only thing that actually
worthwhile
reference
reward.
him.
Oh. No worthwhile reward is easily gained. Nicol Bolas.
I mean, like there are others that have referenced him, like the guy's thing where he's taking off planeswalkers. But this is the first quote by the guy himself that I think we've seen in this set. So I like the card, but because it's requiring you to pay life, it's not loss of life. Like when an opponent attacks you, you've got to do this, yourself. You've got to have some way of actually activating the card. Like it does nothing on its own.
I guess that's why to me it doesn't seem like a steep cost.
Well, and I
Pay
mean,
life,
like,
sure. No problem.
I mean, there's the demon that lets you pay 2 life to surveil, so you could just plop him down, immediately do it twice because you get 1 counter for each life you pay, right? Because it says put
Yes.
that many.
Yeah.
So I agree, it's not that hard to get to, but my point is that you need something that specifically says pay life, because that's not something that's on every card, even every black card. So kind of have to have a deck in mind for this.
Don't worry, I'll find one.
I'm sure you
He will. Did
And
we do
the art
Awaken the
is-
Erstwhile?
No, that's new for us.
Oh yeah, no, we haven't done that.
Oh, okay. So for 3 black, sorcery rare, each player discards all the cards in their hand, then creates that many 2/2 black zombies. Huh? And the flavor text on this is also ominous. In preparation for the conflict all foresaw, the Golgari called upon an army that had slept for millennia beneath the city. That's probably not good.
Hey, it's like Aragorn going to that creepy cave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The art and flavor on Bankrupt in Blood is also really disturbing.
What in the blue hell is... What?
Had you not
Is this
seen
Seb
that
McKinnon?
before?
Of course it's Seb McKinnon. Okay.
Yeah, this is another one with a flavor text, because the flavor text says your spirits can rest in peace, for your debts are paid. And I'm like, well, when does that happen?
That's right. That you're absolutely right. So this is another card that references that.
So what's the actual card do?
For 1 and a black, sorcery, uncommon, as an additional cost to cast it, sacrifice 2 creatures, draw 3 cards. And the art.
Yeah.
It just
Like, Seb McKinnon really is the type of artist where you just have to go, and it's got Seb McKinnon art, so, you know, and then you close it and you don't ever look at it again.
can't wait to be opening packs with Sam, and she gets to this, and she's like, I'm like,
Oh, God, there's cards in white that we need to talk about.
hey, real quick, I played a Commander game with Sam the other day.
Word.
Yeah. So what's the cards in white that we need to talk
I
about?
was going to say, is that the end of the story?
She did really well. It actually was up in the air for a while. I did beat her, but I got
So
out of Sarah
great.
Avatar, so which she then. I'll save that story for my final thought. So what do we
Okay.
need to talk about in white?
Well, the first one is Angelic Exaltation.
Oh,
Hey, Dirk, have you seen Angelic Exaltation?
Oh, sorry.
Dirk, do you need to be going to bed?
Yeah.
Okay, well, read Angelic Exaltation and then go to bed.
Okay. So, Angelic Exaltation for 3 and a white. It's an uncommon enchantment. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, it gets +X until end of turn, where X is the number of creatures you control. So it's sort of like Exalted.
Yeah,
It's sort of-
basically.
it basically gives
It is
exalted to
exalted.
all your dudes.
Except that instead of Exalted only giving you +1 or +X for the creatures that have Exalted, this just says if you've got 15 creatures, it's +15 +15,
It basically gives exalted to all your guys.
as long as they attack alone. Not all your guys, just the one.
Yeah, but that's how exalted works.
When you say give them all plus something, it's like no, just the one that attacked.
Exalted says when one creature attacks alone, it gets +1/+1.
Yeah.
And it triggers once for every creature with Exalted. So this essentially gives all your creatures Exalted. So it'll.
I mean-
I've been saying.
Yeah.
Exalted has to work in an odd way.
It
so
does, yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's difficult to follow sometimes. Yes.
But yes, and I like that it's got the callback in the name.
Yeah,
It's pretty cool.
I like it too.
The one I really
I think
wanted
I
to-
remember Rosewater saying that that Exalted was one of the mechanics they tested for one of the guilds, and they were looking back at stuff. I think they tested Exalted for Orzhov, but it was just like, eh.
I can see that.
I could also see that. What, Chewy, you're starting to say there's another one you wanted to look
Yeah,
at.
the one I really wanted to talk about was the hero of Precinct 1, but someone in the
'Cause
chat
it's
mentioned
awesome.
the Angelic. Yeah. What's it do, Brian?
Well, you love it. Go ahead.
Okay, fine. The hero of Precinct 1 for 1 and a white is a 2/2 human warrior. Rare. Whenever you cast a multicolored spell, you get a 1/1 human.
Neat.
I
And
like
the
it.
flavor text on this is also cool. When the established order falters, what remains are ordinary people and their struggle to survive. That's why it makes Humans.
Yeah, it's like what we were talking about with the "Where Would You Live" episode when we were talking about Ravnica.
Yeah.
Because you just kind of ignore the regular folks who are just going about their day because the guilds draw so much focus for the story and for the awesome wizard fights. But there's a lot of people in Ravnica who are just regular folks.
It's a big city. It's literally the city the size of a plane or planet or however you want to say it.
And sometimes one person will rise up and do something important and become the hero of Precinct X, where X is the number of the precinct you're in.
Mm-hmm.
I learned that from the Lego movie.
I hear everything is awesome.
You'd be misled that way.
I actually never saw the Lego movie, but I did see Lego
Really?
Batman.
It was cute. I really like the flavor on Lumbering Battlement, which is right next to the Hero Precinct 1. It took me a while to read the card. I'm like, what am I doing? And then I'm like, oh, okay. So Lumbering Battlement is once again a beast because we don't know what else it is, so it's a beast. For 4 and a white, it is a 4/5. It has vigilance. It's rare. When it enters the battlefield, exile any number of other non-token creatures you control until it leaves the battlefield. So they'll kind of climb up on it. Lumbering Battlement gets +2/+2 for each card exiled with.
Seems good.
I like it.
Everybody get up on the battlement. And now throw
Yes.
throw rocks at whoever is in front of you.
Everybody get on the truck.
So we had a rules question about this with Restoration Angel, and in the odds and ends, Mike spent several minutes talking his way through it.
It sounded like you were hurting yourself. But before we go any further, do we need to say goodbye to Dirk?
Yes.
Good night, Dirk.
Bye, Dirk.
All right, guys.
Night, Zerg. Poor Dirk.
Yeah, he sounded like he wanted to go, so I didn't want it any longer.
It
Right.
sounded like he was already about half asleep. We might have woken him up when we said his name earlier.
I think we did. Poor guy.
So the question was, does Restoration Angel, one Restoration Angel and one Lumbering Battlement somehow finagle itself into a loop?
Yeah, if you can flicker the battlement with a third card. Yes. If you have the Resto Angel first and you have the Resto Angel jump on the truck when the Lumbering Battlement comes in, then you flicker the Lumbering Battlement with something else. The Lumbering Battlement and the Restoration Angel can keep each other going.
So there you go.
So you can generate an arbitrary number of enters the battlefield events.
Okay.
So there you can make a big combo thing.
So, changing the subject, if that's right. Is there more about the battlement? What do we think of Smothering Tide? Aside from the art.
I think it's gonna make people sad.
Yeah.
I see it being really big in multiplayer. Because you already play something like Ristic Scrying in multiplayer, right? So
Yeah, I was just about to say, at least it's not something as punishing as Ristic Scrying. You can just be like, fine, you can have treasure.
and this is, I think, so far the only card we've seen in the set that makes that treasure token.
Yeah, and I think it is. And like I was saying before, I think it's really good that they're willing to use that outside of Ixalan block because it's a really useful concept. I guess because they have the gold counters in Theros. So I guess they could have just been that basically did this. So I guess they could have just made it gold tokens. But I like that they're just saying, you know what, treasure's good. We'll keep using treasure.
Mm-hmm. It does what we want it to do, so.
Oh yeah, Derp that Go opponent. It's Ristic Study, not Ristic Scrying.
What did we
Oh,
say?
sorry.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah.
Ristic Scrying. Oh, wait, is that draw and discard spell, Ristic Scrying?
No idea.
Okay, oops. Yes, Ristic Study.
That's my bad. I said the wrong thing. So.
Mhm.
So what does Smothering Tithe actually do? We didn't.
Oh, whoops. For 3 and a white, it's rare enchantment. Whenever an opponent draws a card, that player may pay 2. If the player doesn't, you get a treasure. And a reminder, that's an artifact token that has tap, sack this, add 1 mana of any color.
Yeah. So in multiplayer, of course, you're going to have a lot of people drawing cards just during the normal course of their turn without any shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not always going to want to pay 2, so you might amass some treasure that way.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, if somebody is drawing multiple cards, like, say, with who's the Sphinx that's ridiculous? You know, whenever an opponent draws a card, you draw a card. Sphinx thing, Consecrated.
Yeah, Consecrated Sphinx.
Yeah. Then you're just like, fine, draw 1 million cards. I'll get 1 million treasure.
And Pinball Witch at Stark reminded us that gold doesn't tap to make a mana, which makes a difference. Gold is just sack this, make a mana.
Yeah.
Which can make a difference sometimes.
Hey, we've still got that black win condition from Ixalan in Standard, where if you get like 20 treasures, you win the game.
It's true.
There you go. Built your deck for you. You're welcome.
So it was pointed out a while back. We didn't actually talk about High Alert. I thought we had. That must have been Monday Night Magic. It's gold.
I remember seeing it, yeah. For 1, a white and a blue enchantment, each creature you control assign. We did talk about this last week. We talked about that last week.
Oh, okay. Because I asked in chat, did we talk about it last week? And the only answer I got was no. But
No, we definitely talked about it.
okay, never mind then. Ha!
For sure.
What about the red rare enchantment? I already forgot what it's called. Mirror March.
Oh yeah, it's kind of interesting. So for 5 and a red, an enchantment, rare. It's always a good sign. Art's really kind of trippy. Whenever a was I, before we go any further, was I the only one that read this as mirror match at first?
Yeah, I read
no.
it as mirror match every time until you just said March right now.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, flip a coin until you lose a flip. For each flip that you won, create a token that's a copy of that creature. Though that token gains haste, exile them at the beginning of the next end step. It doesn't say may. So this seems really bad with legendary creature.
Why?
Well, I mean, I guess you still keep it. It's just...
Yeah, you just don't get anything.
Okay, maybe not bad, just not ideal. Maybe.
I mean, you still get any enters the battlefield effects from any tokens you would have made if you have anything that matters to that. But it's not like the old legend rule where you're going to lose your original.
Yeah, that's a good point. Feels like there's more coin flipping in this set than I've seen in a long time. What was the other
I don't know. What others have you seen?
I feel like there was something else that was flipping. Maybe I'm making that up. Chat, am I making that? Is there something else that's flip coins in this set?
Oh yeah, Rakdos makes you flip coins.
Okay. See,
Oh, yeah.
And he makes you do it like a lot. So for everything, right? So there you go. Haha.
Oh, here's another gate card.
The Gates Ablaze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 in a red, deal X damage to each creature where X is the number of gates you control. Uncommon sorcery. Wow, that's neat.
Yeah.
It is.
And it doesn't hit players, which a lot of for some of those cards you want them to hit players, but for others you really, really don't. So
And it's the flavor text is also something we were talking about in the Where Would You Live? When the Is It spirit of invention extends to the city's infrastructure, the results are sometimes explosive.
Ah.
It's the fire even when you didn't necessarily want fire.
That's great.
Goodness gracious.
So there's probably other stuff. Is there anything else that we want to talk about? Because it's getting late.
it is getting late. There's still a lot of stuff here, but maybe we should cut it here. And because we still got next week before the pre-release, and just kind of do a last, impression kind of thing.
Possibly.
Although
Oh wait,
it will
there was one more thing to say. Still in
Okay.
red, the scorch mark.
Yeah.
And thanks to Pinball Witch for this. Before it was shown in English on, I think it was Scryfall, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
It was they had a little placeholder name, and it was #branding. And that's the only, like, Pinball Witch had been throwing up screen caps of their goofy names, and most of them I was like, okay, but that one actually made me like that. So, in case it matters, Scorch Mark for 1 and a red is an instant common. Deal 2 damage to target creature. If it would die this turn, exile it instead.
Yeah.
But in the art, it's a Rakdos dude holding a brand with a Rakdos symbol on it. So,
Yeah. And the flavor text.
have you seen your face? Trust me, this will be an improvement. And while we're on common red removal, look at Skewer the Critics.
I
I
saw
like
that
this
one.
card.
Yeah. For 2, it's a lightning bolt variant. For 2 and a red, sorcery, deals 3 damage to any target, and it's got a spectacle cost of a red. Feels very Rift Bolt-ish.
Yeah, I think this is another potential modern and legacy card.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah. Modern, at least. Probably not legacy.
Mm. Have yet another lava spike for your deck.
Eh. I think Legacy's probably got enough, but Modern, I can totally see it edging out something.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I guess that's a good place to stop. It's probably a good place to stop, right?
I think
Yeah,
it's a
probably.
good place to stop.
So many awesome creature types and names. Like Terramander. That's a great name. And Shark to Crab. And all the Simic creature types. It's just, I'm really digging what's going on in this set. Like, flavor-wise. Flavor meaning, like, the overarching story.
Yeah.
The flavor of individual cards. Flavor text on individual. I'm just digging most all of this.
Because it's awesome.
It's 'cause it's awesome. All right, then. Uh-oh. Wolfie said a new card with Afterlife 3 was just revealed officially. Uh-oh. Give me a link.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, because that's important. And borderline stupid.
Pixar didn't happen.
And Wendigo just subbed. Hey, thanks. It's on my... Oh, so you can't give me a link? Oh, there you go. Oh, for God's sake. Mythic Expo. I'll just go get it myself. You guys take too long.
Okay, but what was the original source?
Okay, here we go. I mean, by the time this goes public, the full set will be out tomorrow afternoon, so whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go. It's Night of the Last Breath. Back to the screen. There we go. Here it is for you dorks. So for 5, a white and a black, it's a 4/4 giant knight. That's a big ass knight. No, it's a giant knight. Shut up. It's uncommon 4/4 with Afterlife 3, and you pay 3 and sacrifice another non-token creature to get a spirit. And remember, the spirits have flying in this set. Okay, yeah, he's not really all that busted.
No, but it's still impressive.
But Afterlife 3 is really a lot, so
Yeah,
it's
that's
good
really
that he's
serious.
big and stupid and expensive and not busted.
Yeah.
Huh, okay. All right, then. Thank you, Wolfie. All right, so final thoughts then, my dorks?
So, Sam, I got some Magic stuff for Christmas, including my sister got me 2 of the commander decks, the most recent commander decks. She got me probably the 2 I was most interested in, which would be the Fate one that messes with the top of your library, and the I believe the other one she got me was the Aristrid the Mask one, the enchantment one. And then my mom, who had not communicated with her, went ahead and bought me 1 of each. So she's like, "Do I need to take some back?" I'm like, "No, I can use these. I can definitely use these." But so Sam had questioned whether or not she would be ready to go to the pre-release, and I don't. That's up to her. I don't know if she'll be up for playing with other people. Side note: the last couple times she and I have played Pokemon, she has had the win on the board, and she does something else. I'm like, these games are taking like over 45 minutes. Because she's still moving a little slow. If you get the chance to end the game, and she's like, "I don't want to win." I'm like, "Why? You are so competitive at everything. Since when do you not want to win?" She's like, "Because I don't want the game to be over." I'm like, "Okay, you win."
That's what I figured.
I was gonna pack up the game at one point because we needed to keep moving, and she's like, "I didn't win yet," and she so I don't know. I don't. It's not that I don't want her to go to the pre-release and have a good time, but I don't want her to like purposely not win because that might be weird. But I think that maybe the next time that we all get together, she might be up for playing a game or so. So we'll see. As long as she can keep moving.
Mhm.
But so we played a 2-person game of Commander, and I think the most proud of her I got was I was running the Fate deck with the deck manipulation, and she was running the Lord Windgrace, the Mike deck, and
Uh-huh.
I played the Sarah Avatar, and she's like, "How big is it?" I'm like, "Well, I want you to read it." She's like, "Well, it says star star," and she kept running. She's like, "Wait, your life total, but you're at 21 life." I'm like, "Yes, I am," and she's like, "I'm at 11 life." I'm like, "Yes, you are." So during her turn, she played something and then passed to me. And then at the beginning of my ep, I went and drew a card, and then I used my Planeswalker's ability, the plus ability to draw a card and then put a card from the top of my put a card on top of my library, and I
Mhm.
saw that Entreat the Angels was there. I'm like, well, I'm just gonna put this right back. And then she's like, "Well, can I go ahead and play an instant?" I'm like, "Before I do this or after?" She's like, "After." I'm like, "Okay, well, technically, I have to pass priority," but I'm like, whatever, sure, yeah, you can go ahead and do it because she's still learning, and
Mhm.
I appreciate the fact that she's figuring out what to do during my turn, and she destroyed the Sarah avatar, which shuffled him back into my library, which removed the Entreat the Angels from the top of the library. And I was like, that was a really good move. And she looked so happy with herself. And I ended up beating her, but it was a little back and forth. And so it was I appreciated her, like, I see a good move and I'm going to take it. And she identified the threat, and she disposed of it in such a way that it completely invalidated what I did.
That is good.
I was so proud. Anyway,
I don't think I would have seen that if you hadn't reminded me about the option by telling that story.
yeah. So, and again, she couldn't have responded to like the ability resolving, but
But whatever you did next.
whatever I did next, it was never
Mhm.
going to get to attack, and I did not have a counter spell, so it went away. So yeah. Otherwise, I'm doing all right. Looking forward to the pre-release next weekend.
Sorry, 10th Tech Priest just resubbed for the 5th month in a row with the message, TMP supports beating children. Also, did I Oh, an infant number 1 just threw 100 bits. Hey, thanks.
So, and I'm a little tired. I'm going to stick around for a little while if I can because I want to discuss 2 matters with the guys as far as scheduling. So somebody else go and try not to take too long because I'm asleep already.
All right. Just quickly, I did go look at the Planeswalker deck versions of the Planeswalkers, and they are pretty tame. Dovin, Architect of Law, cost 6, 4 a white and a blue, starts on 5 loyalty. Huh?
Links or didn't happen.
I thought I did that a while ago.
Oh, did you?
Or did
We
I
talked about it. I don't think
about it a while ago and never do anything?
Yeah, you just thought about it.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Now I can show it to the...
Sorry, I
to the
forgot
chat.
you were sharing it on the stream. So yeah, Dovin's pretty tame. Cost 6, starts on 5. +1, you gain 2 life and draw a card. -1, tap target creature. It doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. -9, tap all permanents target opponent controls. That player skips their next untap step.
Huh.
I like that. That's pretty impressive.
It's like an upgraded sleep.
Mm-hmm. And then Domri City Smasher also costs 6, 4 red and a green. He starts on 4 loyalty. Has a +2 ability, so that's cool. Creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain haste until end of turn. Wasn't that old Sarkhan's original plus ability? Something like that.
It was either Sarkhan's or it was the werewolf lady, right? Or was that just one creature?
She gave 1 creature +2/+2 haste and vigilance, I think.
Ooh, that's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But it has a -3, deals 3 damage to any target, always useful. -8, put 3 +1/+1 counters on each creature you control. Those creatures gain trample until end of turn.
Seems
so
good.
neither of these are bad. They're just a hell of expensive.
Yeah, which is how they ensure that these don't have a home in Standard and accidentally become expensive and stupid.
Yeah.
It's interesting how the ultimates on these have a bigger immediate impact, but the regular, quote unquote, regular versions have long-term impacts, have like long-term advantage ultimate abilities.
Yes, I
But
actually
these
thought
have the
that.
huge immediate impact abilities.
One is keep them locked down for this turn and next turn, and the other is overrun. So,
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
All right.
So, was that it?
Yep.
Oh.
That was your front block? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All
Okay,
right.
then. Well, then, that leaves me. And I will just say, hey, I do a lot of content-ing. Reminder, MTGcast is still broken, so if you want to listen to Monday Night Magic, at the moment, you have to either watch the live stream or watch it on YouTube. I'm not putting the audio file anywhere just yet, because I don't know where to put it. And I don't want to slapdash bunch of, like a file over here and a file over there until the MTG cast people, whoever that ends up being, figures out how to fix their foul up. I almost said a bad word. And figure out what's going on. And then we'll go from there. So at the moment, if you want to listen to Monday Night Magic, it's live on Twitch. I left the VOD up on Twitch too, so you can watch it there. But I ask if you're going to watch the VOD, go watch it on YouTube, because then I get, ad money. I don't get anything from Twitch. I'm just saying. Not for you just watching Twitch. But anyway. So that's that. Of course, if you want to listen to the Mana Pool, as 10th Tech Priest pointed out, you already figured out how to do that, because you can hear me now. Can you hear me now? Good. But also over on Twitch, right here on Twitch, actually, I stream a lot of stuff. Like just in the last few days.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, video producer. There we go. In the last few days, anytime now, I have streamed story mode of Mortal Kombat. I have streamed some XCOM. I streamed Monday Night Magic. And I've streamed some SNES Classic. Although that was, the last time I did that was New Year's Eve. But still, that's recently. That's what's been going on. I also plan on streaming all kinds of other stuff, but that's just the last week. So, seems good. And over on YouTube right now, at youtube.com/themanapool, we've got, well, at the moment, it's just Mortal Kombat, but I got a Hearthstone video edited today and rendered and whatnot. And I've also got, so let's see, the story mode for Mortal Kombat is going up. I've got another Slay the Spire run that I was originally just going to delete, and then a thing happened that made the whole run worth it, so I still need to edit that. I've still got bits of the charity stream I want to look at and see if that needs to go up. So there's all kinds of stuff, and an entire Hearthstone stream that had a few games in it that I'm going to put on YouTube. So there's all kinds of stuff going on here on Twitch and later on youtube.com/themanapool, in addition to the video version of both podcasts, of course. So if you want to see visual aids of whatever we're talking about, go watch it there. Because I do delete the VOD for the Manapool off of Twitch because we have the early release people. So it seems unfair to have them getting the early access, but it's just sitting there for anybody to look at. So as soon as it's over, I delete it. But anyway. Yeah, that's what's going on the content creation front at the moment. So, yeah, if you want to help support what I do with this insane amount of content creation, the easiest way to do it is to spread the word. Just word of mouth. Tell people, tell your friends, put it on internets, wherever. That's the best way. But the most direct way is to sign up as a lifeguard on patreon.com/themanapool, where there are multiple tiers, I say, of lifeguards. The uncommon lifeguards get a silver name in the official Manapool Discord server, and they get early access to the Manapool episodes and to YouTube videos. The rare lifeguards get the early stuff. They get access to the odds and ends, which is the behind-the-scenes nonsense recorded before and after both Monday Night Magic and the Manapool, and it's uncensored and unfiltered and just general nonsense. Heads up, the odds and ends from the last Monday Night Magic of last year is actually up on Patreon public. So if you want to hear what an odds and ends is like, it was a good cross-section of what it normally is. It's just me and Bill talking about all kinds of nonsense. And you get a gold name in the Discord server if you're a rare lifeguard. And then the mythic lifeguards get the early stuff, the odds and ends, a mythic rare mythic orange, there we go, words I was trying to say, name in the Discord server, and also the sponsorship shout out on the end screen for all the YouTube videos and on the ends here on each podcast out loud. So I would like to thank our mythic lifeguards, Kim Ho, Andrew Hunt, Al, Paul David, Lance Delicious, Team Uhellas Haru, Connor Kennedy, John Morris, Alex Gonzalez, Jeff Spencer, Stuart Slaw, PJ McMullen, Sophia Brattain, Casey, Fayen Says, Danny Liao, Jason Doan, Cody Buckowing, Jake Jansons, Jason Kaus, Gothic Man, Brian DeLucci, Stark Maximum, Keith Moody, John Parker, Aleph Cat, Dan Holm, Bartle, Mike Millerburn, and the Beast Father, Aaron Goodwine. Whew. Damn.
Well done.
And there's something else. Mythic Orange. Oh yeah, join the Discord server, if you will. I actually had to kick out our first spam account, our first spam Discord user a few days ago. And then I think yesterday or this morning, I got another one. So that's how you know we've hit the big time. When I have to ban spam accounts. That's freaking sick. And I tweeted that and got 7 or 8 new people to join just from one tweet. So I thought that was pretty cool. People were like, well, did this get advertised somewhere? It's like, yeah, I made a tweet. But we have lots of rooms with lots of different conversations about lots of different things. Individual games. There's a Hearthstone page and an Overwatch page and a Magic page. And then a page where I explain all the stuff I'm doing all the time, and a page where I throw up all the thumbnails that I've made. Just all kinds of just nonsense. Okay, then. So with that, I'm going to shut up now. So this has been the Mana Pool number 538. Damn! Thank you all so very much for listening, and go play some Magic.